First of all, Corey, let me say thank you for that gracious overview and interview and introduction. And you're right, it's always exciting to be in a room and to be able to say that we come in a bipartisan way. We're working together for a good cause, because you don't get to hear that every day. But I can tell you that I could not be more excited, more honored, more delighted than to have a co-pilot, as I like to call her. We really should be up here together because it is something that we do together, and that is not only my colleague, but my good friend, Congresswoman Young Kim. Thank you so much. I know you'll give her an introduction, but I just wanted you to also hear it from me. But let me start by thanking Jumpstart for hosting this great event in this amazing room. So I have to get a lot of thank yous out of the way. I wish that I could say, I got this room and everything's wonderful, but where is Sierra and Alex? Where are they? Come on up here. They worked very hard to get this room because they said it was important after coming back after the pandemic that we wanted everyone to know that we never stopped working, we never stopped caring, we never stopped advocating. So I want to thank both of them for doing that. 20 years, that's a long time. And Corey, you reminded me that for a little over a decade, I've been here and attended this. And I'm so excited because it's such an amazing event that brings us together for financial literacy. Financial literacy has been one of my priorities well before coming to Congress. When I was in the State House, I was a big advocate because it's so important not only for our younger folks, but for adults as well, to understand the value of planning, the value of investment, the value of finance. And so when my colleague, Young Kim, said, let's do this. Let's be co-chairs for this because it's so important. And let me just tell you, when you get women, let me just say what happens. And so she said to me, you know, I like that financial literacy and economic development, but it's about time that we talk about wealth creation. It's about time that we make this something that we can get others to sign on. And we just got it official, but we have almost 30 members who have signed on since we've taken this on, and you may applaud for that. And I think it's so important now because as we're calling this the Financial Literacy and Wealth Creation Caucus, because we emphasize that financial education is the very first step to wealth building. And you know, it's so interesting, and this is just going kind of viral with this, because just the other day, I got delivered, and Nancy, I think I'm gonna embarrass you somewhat over there, my good friend. So, as we always talk about wealth building and money and finance, she surfed, I think, through her husband's collection, and she was able to get this $2 bill framed for me, and I'm gonna share it with you, my friend. We're gonna make this a signature piece because it starts one or two steps at a time, and that is what this $2 bill is going to remind me of, the value of money, and it doesn't have to start with a lot. You just have to take the first step, and you can do it $2 bills at a time. So again, thank you so much, Nancy. Let me just bring this to a close by saying to all of you who are here, your time here and the investment that you are making for us as member of Congress to understand what you do, and more importantly, to go back to our districts and share your involvement in the materials and the information that you are bringing, because we know it impacts our ability not just to plan, but for the future to thrive. And those are two important words. We want people, when we talk about financial literacy, to know that there's some work involved. You must plan for your future. And if you plan, you will be able to thrive. Because the basic tools involve saving, budgeting, investing, borrowing, and repaying the set foundation for good money management. So one day, to all of you here, you will be called a seasoned person. That means you will be an older person. And so if you take the advice that we are giving you, and to the younger, less seasoned folks in the room, if you take your own advice, then as you grow to be well seasoned, you will be able to look back and say thank you. Thank you because I made an investment, and that investment is for yourself, that you planned so you can leave something for your family, hopefully your children or your grandchildren. And that means they will understand the value of all the work that we do here today. So it starts here today, and I want to say thank you because the information that you are providing on these tables that we are collecting, I had my whole team come over here. Where's my chief of staff? Right here. I have my chief of staff. He came to me from Commerce and from the mayor's office. He understands investing in money. I have my legislative director here somewhere. Where's Nick? There's Nick, gathering information to help me write some legislation, I hope. Nick has been with me for almost half a decade, and it was important for me to showcase them in being here because I want to say to you, Corey and Billy and Laura, we are all in. I also have the rest of my team because I wanted my younger staff to be here to understand that if they follow along with planning and investment, it will be their future. All the way from an intern, throw your hand up over there, Kyla, where's Jada? Jay, okay, and you all know Sierra. So I'm gonna ask you all to give them a round of applause because I make them practice what you say and do every day. So with that, let me again say thank you and how honored I am to share the stage with my colleague, my friend. We serve on financial services together, and I can commit to you that you're gonna see great things from us. And just in case you didn't remember, yes, I'm Congresswoman Joyce Beatty, and I approve this message. And thank you.
Thank you, Lauren, Billy, Corey, thank you so much for holding this. Do we have any Californians here? Yay, there are enough of you. Wow, thank you so much. I really welcome you to our nation's capital. The Capitol is open for business. So this is the first exhibition that I hear that you're hosting after the COVID. So this is really good. We're going to do more of this. And to be in this awesome room, I think this is the best way to kickstart the exhibition like this year after year again. But I would be remiss if I didn't start my remarks by thanking my co-chair of the Financial Literacy and Wealth Creation Caucus, Congresswoman Beatty. It's an honor to work with you. I want to thank you for asking me to co-chair this very, very important caucus here. I also want to thank, of course, Jumpstart Coalition for having us and organizing this great event. But the event like this does not just happen. So it takes a lot of work behind the scenes. The entire staff, the exhibitors, the sponsors, every one of you that are here in this room, you're the reason why we're going to have a very successful event today. And the information that you are disseminating, that we are taking, as Congresswoman Beatty mentioned, we hope to use all of these back to our districts as we work with our constituents and organizations to promote financial literacy. That is so important. In my district, of course, I work with a lot of young students as well as visiting them and having conversation about the importance of financial literacy. Just yesterday on the Hill, I also welcome about 100 of the Girl Scouts from Southern California. They were on the Hill. I had a discussion with them, and we talked about this creation of wealth through informed financial literacy and education. And one of the students briefly mentioned to me that as a young girl, she's involved in, how so many companies invite you to to be a model for their companies to promote their products. And when she was about just 9 years old, she would participated because her mother brought her, and she won the modeling competition. And on her very first takes, she had been given $1,000. And so I said, oh my God, what did you do with that? Do you understand what it means? I hope you didn't spend it. I hope you invested. He goes, yes, I invested. I put it in savings because I understand the importance of compound interest. I'm talking to 9-year-old when she was 9 years old, and she did this. Kudos to her mother, who taught her so well early on. So last Congress, I served as a ranking member on the Small Business Committee's subcommittee on entrepreneurship, workforce development, and innovation. And that was really important because I worked to expand opportunities and access to capital for small businesses and create some meaningful ways for people to gain the skills they need in our workforce. And this Congress, I'm really excited to add that work and continue to provide my unique perspective to the Financial Services Committee, where Congresswoman Beatty and I serve together, and we are trying to keep working to make it easier for families, entrepreneurs, and individuals to have access to financial tools that will empower them. That's why I'm so excited when I was asked to co-chair this, bipartisan financial literacy and wealth creation. Don't you love the new name that we added, wealth creation? Because I think it's going to really help us, all Americans, to achieve their dream, like I have as a young girl who came to this country many moons ago. As a young girl, who would have thought that I will be one of the only two in my family, because I was born as seventh youngest child of the 7 kids, and only 2 of us went to college here. And that really helped me set footprints to be successful. But, I always talk about how my humble beginning was not possible into becoming a successful businesswoman and eventually serving in Congress, serving on the Financial Services Committee, if I didn't get the education that I needed and the tools that made me successful in my small business, and then continue to serve and add my voice there. So I want to, I know we're here as an adult, providing your resources through the various groups and organizations and businesses that you represent, but I also want to talk to the little students, not little, but young students who are future successful businessmen and women, and they will be succeeding in their respective industry that they go into. Because as they grow up, it's really important to make a budget, grow savings, and find investment opportunities, and prepare for retirement, and avoid financial concerns like fraud or debt that can get people into big trouble. But not if you have the right type of financial literacy and the information and the education. So this Financial Literacy Caucus has been around for a few Congresses, as you heard, but this year we're excited to add that new name so we can help individuals to build their wealth through the informed financial literacy. It really goes to show you the point that financial literacy can help individuals be successful through the wealth that they will be creating. I always say one's zip code or background should not determine one's success. As an immigrant, a small business owner, and now a representative in a very, very diverse district where, look, there is a lot of people that look like me, a lot of people that look like you. My district is very, very diverse, but that's what America looks like. In Congresswoman Beatty's district, she has a very diverse district and the constituency that we represent. So we have seen through our interactions with our people that how underserved and underrepresented communities or families may not speak English. Therefore, they do not have the opportunity to have the first-hand knowledge and information that are available to them. for example, the language is a big hurdle sometimes that they face as an additional barriers to success. So I want people to be aware of their options and be able to grow their savings and find investment opportunities through the right type of information that you are providing here today. And one bill that I recently helped introduce with Congressman French Hill from Arkansas and Senator Tim Scott from South Carolina is the Credit Access and Inclusion Act. This is a bipartisan bicameral bill introduced in the House and the Senate to allow Americans with limited or no credit histories to improve their scores by adding more experiences into credit reporting, such as if you pay bills on time, that includes utility bills, things like that. You should be able to build your credit history. So I'll keep working to ensure that the Promise America remains alive and well, and it's available for anyone. If this young girl from South Korea can do this, anyone can do this. So let's go and build your wealth and future success. Thank you very much for having me.